Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back. We are here to review Origin Saga episodes 5 and 6. I am halfway through the show now, and I do not see a reason why I should have watched this first. I feel like I'm watching in the right order. Release order, for me, is the best order. So even though it happened before, I have not seen a reason why I should have watched this first. So, yeah. I just thought I'd mention that. By the way, I'm recording this before you watch episode 1 review, actually. Yeah. So, I'm recording this the night before I upload episodes 1 and 2 reviews. So, you haven't seen the first review yet when I'm recording this, just so you know. And same with 7 and 8 as well. I'm going to watch those after this review. But yeah, I really enjoyed episodes 5 and 6. They were really good. Cosmos finally arrived. It's really exciting because that's the next show I'm watching, reacting to. So it's cool to see him in this Origin Saga. There was no cameos in the main show. And then obviously the movie had a lot of cameos. And then this prequel has a lot of cameos. It feels like they made up for it not having any in the show by putting them all in the Origin Saga and in the movie. But it was cool seeing Cosmos. He tried to cure one of the gazelle monsters at some point, but it kind of worked for like a second, then it didn't. Obviously, when there's so many of them, they can just reinfect each other, so kind of hard to do that. But it was really cool seeing Cosmos arrive at first. The Queen, being the Queen herself, she was trying to surrender to... I always forget the names of half the characters. That's just typical me. Dr. Psyche, the evil scientist. So she wanted to surrender to him because he wants her. He wants the war god. So she's trying to surrender herself to him because her people are threatened on planet Kanon. She wants to protect her people, so she's happy to sacrifice herself if her people are safe. And then the doctor's like, I don't want you like this. I want the war god. You're no good to me like this. I'm just like, wow. Okay then. That's a little bit deep. He just doesn't want her in her current state. He wants her in a particular state, and she's not in that state. Surrendering herself, that's not the Amati he wants. He wants the war god. Luckily, Cosmos arrives to help Amati. There's also a scene on the ship where Juggler and Guy have a little fight. Not a serious fight. They're just basically training, but they're arguing with each other while they're fighting. And Juggler kind of wins, but Guy was holding back. And then Asuka noticed that, and he's just like, well, what happened there? If you trust him, go for it. It was an interesting scene because you can sense the tension starting to rise between Juggler and Guy. And Asuka looked at it, he was just like, are you okay, sir? Are you okay, bro? Like, what's going on here? I thought that was quite interesting. Obviously, that would build up, obviously, because I've seen Orb now. I'm starting to look for the signs of when they started to drift apart and when it turned into hate eventually, obviously. And I guess we'll get to that bit very soon. So, Shohei, the guy on Earth who has a spiritual connection to Amati, they can kind of feel each other's feelings. So there's a particular scene where they both start screaming in agony. They're both in extreme pain. Because Amati's in pain, Shohei's in pain. They directly affect each other. That was pretty scary. Pretty scary scene. They're feeling the exact same thing. They have no choice but to share that feeling. But eventually, in the end of the episode, right at the end of episode 5, Amati finally becomes the war god. And it was not what I was expecting. What I mean is, I thought maybe she'd be like herself, just with more powers, I guess. But she became this big giant golden war god. I'm just like, this is a really cool design. I really like the design of the war god. I thought that was pretty cool. So she became that to protect her people. She didn't want to become that. She wanted to surrender. She wanted to have peace. And not surrender, but surrender herself to help her people. But then she gave in and she became the war god, and now this is what the Doctor wants. The Doctor wants her to become the war god, but she also has to become the war god to protect her people. So it's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy dilemma. But yeah, that suit design was really good. I'm glad I did a 2-episode review because they ended on a cliffhanger. But you get this big battle, this big battle with the Doctor. Essentially, it feels like the ending actually, but it's not the ending. It's the ending of something, and it's the beginning of something. That's for sure. But Queen Amati, even as the War God, even though she's now the War God, she still wants to make peace. So she goes to the Queen Bezelb. But you still got to remember that the Queen Bezelb still answers to the Doctor. But she tried to negotiate with the Queen Bezelb. She tried to make peace with the Queen Bezelb, and it looked like for a second that would happen. The Queen Bezelb gained a new form, like this new nicer looking form. I'm just like, these suit designs are really good. I don't know if I assume it was just effects, but the effects look really good on the Queen Bezelb when it transformed into another being, like a bigger, taller being. I thought that looked really cool, but I should have seen it coming. But it did surprise me a little bit, because I really thought that the Queen Bezelb would turn on the Doctor. That's what I thought would happen, but that wasn't going to be the case. because Juggler becomes evil eventually, so I just thought maybe he'll become the main villain of the show. Maybe like this Doctor will be like, this will be the end of him, and then Juggler's the new villain. That's what I thought was going to happen. So when I saw the Bezelb starting to be good, I actually believed it, because I thought it was possible that this Bezelb story was ending in this episode. But that was not the case. It was all a trick by the Queen to distract her, and another Bezelb monster came up behind and stabbed her to infect her. So now they're all up against an evil war god. They still got a Tree of Life on planet Kanon. The Tree of Life has the cure to this poison. But yeah, an evil war god from the woman who always wanted peace to protect her people, and now she's mind controlled to turn evil. That is really messed up. Really messed up, to say the least. But they do manage to cure her eventually. It's really cool to see Cosmos, Dinah and Orb fighting together, and Juggler as well. But the two women that I mentioned in the previous episodes that Guy and Juggler saved, one of them is called Mikot. I think her name is Mikot. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, Micott, I think. So Juggler really liked her. You know, they had a good little friendship in the last couple episodes. Unfortunately, she was killed by a Bezelb, and Juggler didn't take it very well. Obviously, I mean, not obviously. I mean, you guys probably know already anyway, but that was the cliffhanger. Like, she dies, Juggler starts screaming. You don't hear him screaming, you know, you hear music, but then it says to be continued. A bit like Nexus, actually. I was just like, this is the beginning, isn't it? This is the beginning of Juggler going crazy, going completely crazy. This is where he turns to darkness. Like, this is what I see coming. So that's how they end episode 6. I'm very eager, very keen to start episode 7 right now. But yeah, this show escalates quickly every episode, and I'm enjoying it so far. That was a bizarre, hectic, crazy 2 episodes. But I'm enjoying it, and I look forward to seeing the next 2 episodes in a bit, and you'll see the review for that tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. But so far, this show's really good. I like what I'm seeing, and once again, I feel like I'm watching at the right time anyway, so there is that. But yeah, I look forward to sharing my review with you for 7 and 8 tomorrow. But for now, I will bid you farewell. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta